It's the Grappler Gazette.
Burn it down, baby. Burn it down. It's dirtier. Are we not going to get into it? Dirt sheets.
Grappler heads, welcome to the Grappler Gazette, episode number 6. Let me introduce our cast of characters tonight. First, he once met a man off of Craigslist in a dark alley to buy a championship belt. Give it up for Grappler number 6.
Thank you, Seven. Thank you. What a warm welcome, man. I appreciate it. Great to be back.
Not a problem. And his tag team partner tonight, he even gets his hair braided with his mask on. Grappler number 8.
Facts. Glad to be here. 7 and 6.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, the first story of the night. News broke recently that WWE has hired Dana Warrior, wife of Warrior, for the writing team. It's being reported now that Vince McMahon really liked her writing, especially with the little hearts over the eyes. She will write down everything the creative team says in the production meetings and deliver all the pages to Vince's office on Fridays. Those sheets of paper will then be recycled on Monday. Guys, this is huge news.
This is huge news. I mean, I don't think anyone does a little hard over the eyes quite like Dana Warrior. And I mean, I don't know, but have you guys ever seen the farm animals she draws?
You want to give us an example of maybe the heart? How she would do one? There you go. Yeah, those are good. You guys do good hearts too. Look at that.
Oh, look at it. Wow.
Wow.
That's like official.
Well, Dana Warrior denies herself no victory, as victory was Dana Warrior's once, and it shall be again. Dana Warrior's opponent only knows defeat, and Dana Warrior will not deny that opponent defeat. Hulk Hogan. I think this is a grandioso event. It can only crank up the creative control more. They're on their way back to the flagship programming that they were. As I can't wait for plane crashing promos to enter in this creative industry now. That's my seriously. 2 cents.
Vince Russo, sit back, man. We got Dana Warrior now.
All right. The next big story of the night, just announced, Torrie will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. She had a decorated career while in the WWF. She broke onto the scene as Sable's stalker/fan, if you guys remember. She then went on to have many memorable matches, establishing the weak women's division at the time, and finally joining DX before she exited the company in 2000. Guys, what a huge person for the Hall of Fame this year, you know?
Agreed. Bra and panties, mud matches, the moveset, the psychology. You know, you can't teach that stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes people have that it factor. Torrie Wilson in the mud, in the pool, in the bra and panties matches. The the pool psychology, the mud psychology. She had it all. And what a worker! What a worker! That moveset. Again, I agree. I wholeheartely push forward with this Hall of Fame inductee.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, you know, some of my most fond memories of watching wrestling. I mean, Torrie's matches with Ivory and her epic battles with Jacqueline. I mean, you know, unbelievable, man. It's just kind of etched in my mask. And, you know, when she started dating Kane, it's like they were like the ultimate power couple. You know what I mean? And then even when she turned on Kane and started dating X-Pac, I mean, things were just getting crazy. Wow, man. I mean, I don't think there's a more deserving, you know, inductee for the Hall of Fame than Torrie.
Well, I mean, next to Lita, of course.
Yes, next to Lita. I agree with that, 7, 1,000%. When you think of iconic matches, by the way, Hogan, Andre, Warrior Hogan, Stone Cold Rock, Torrie Wilson, and Jacqueline, all hand in hand. And I'm sure Lita is up there with 6 also.
Yeah. She had a real nice G-string.
All right, our next story. Major heel turn kicks off WWE Fastlane pay-per-view. MC-MIZ, one of the most decorated and dominant tag teams that come down the pike in the last 30 years. These two were really getting to know each other over the last month. However, Sunday at Fastlane, the Mick of MC-MIZ, Shane McMahon, took out his anger and frustration stemming from their second consecutive loss by blindsiding his partner with a clothesline to the back of the head before unloading with wild rights and lefts to nearly unconscious Miz. Who does this to their partner? Guys.
I'm pretty much heartbroken. I mean, you're talking about tag team specialists. I mean, there hasn't been a better tag team since, pretty much the Rockers, right? I'm so disappointed in Shane McMahon right now. I don't even know what to say. Guys,
they could have had such a beautiful storyline with MC-MIZ. Let's think about it. The MC-MIZ, the McRib, the McGriddle, the McNugget. Look at all these matches that we could have done. Everything still on the dollar menu. I can't get over this. And again, when you say who does that to a classy, scientific wrestler like the Miz in front of his father, I mean, their similarities were palpable, yet here they are breaking up right after a lengthy, full-on, beautiful chemistry type run. Damn it!
The matching jerseys, right? The name, MC-MIZ. Getting to know their families over the course of the last month. They threw this all away for what?
This is like getting dumped after like freaking years and years. You were engaged, you did everything right, and then sure enough, boom, kick to the sack, to the grappler sack. Damn it!
At a recent sports competition, popular Hollywood actor Dave Batista was in attendance when he got into it with a 70-year-old man. Cameras recorded the full-on assault by Batista as he quickly overpowered the senior citizen who was visiting family at the event. People close to us are saying this was provoked from an incident way back in the early 2000s that was never resolved. The victim is said to be recovering at home and will make a full comeback. He went on record saying that the evolution of this diva style of Hollywood is damaging the business. What is going on with this?
Look, man, I'm a big fan of Batista like everyone else. The Hercules movies, the G.I. Joe series. He's been phenomenal, right? But the fact that he would come back to a sporting event and attack a 70-year-old man, it's low, man. It's low.
Unprovoked. Let's not forget that. It was unprovoked.
Why weren't the police called? Why? That's assault. You don't just show up at a Patriots Steelers game and just attack the ref who's probably about the same age. This is a sporting event. These are rules, man. These are athletes, high freaking paid athletes. How can you get away with that without the police, not rogue police, but the police getting in there and taking care of business? I'm very upset by this, and it's all on camera.
70 years old.
Now, is Hollywood going to suspend Batista for these actions? What's Seven? Have you heard anything?
They should. At least 30 days, don't you guys think?
At the very least.
They should take Guardians of the Galaxy out of Redbox for 30 days at a minimum, or Part 2 if even they're up to that. I'm just spitballing, guys. I'm who knows?
Think of how much money will be lost, at $1.75 a rental. If that gets taken out of the Redbox for 30 days.
They need to pull G.I. Joe right out of there as well. This guy doesn't need any movies in the Redbox.
And they should stop his Patreon, too. They got to stop the Patreon.
Hercules needs to be pulled. Baywatch needs to be pulled.
Six.
Yeah.
I think you're referring to all of the Rock's movies.
Yeah, you're a little off.
What?
Yeah, The Rock was actually in those movies.
I have no memory of anything that isn't wrestling or a wrestling movie.
So like all these movies just kind of like get mumbo jumbled into like.
Yeah. Jacqueline was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Hulk Hogan was on the A-Team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
He played Hannibal. Yeah.
Yeah. We're jamming now, boys. This is what we do here. We get the dirt, boys, and we use our freaking brains. We have sources. We use our brains. We're not just some fly-by-night gimmicky thing. We're not just taking people's money. We have our info. We have facts. Backed by facts. Nothing.
Zero.
Hey, Seven.
Yep.
What's next?
Well, it's my favorite time of the show. It's the fan tweet of the night, guys. You guys love these, right?
Love it. Love it.
Okay, so this one is from @Aaron_Wrestling. WRASSLIN. Wrestling.
Clever.
Sounds like he's from New York City.
He tweeted, I hope any WWE superstars interested in AEW are aware that getting ahead of Omega, Pentagon, Young Bucks, etc. on the roster is going to need more than their reputation. From the outset, WWE have been good to the Usos and Naomi in the last year.
Well, look, man, it's got to be hard, man, when you go, taking a step down, when you're going from the major leagues to kind of like the minor leagues, it's quite an adjustment. And that's got to be what ever this guy's name was talking about, right?
Aaron_Wrestling?
You mean going from the major leagues AEW to the minor leagues WWE, right?
Yeah, you got that confused, Six. I mean, obviously AEW is the #1 promotion in all of North America.
Yeah, based on their
know that.
Based on their roster, based on their events, based on their podcasts. I mean, I even figured that one out.
He just misspoke there. I mean, he won't admit it, but I think he misspoke. He meant AEW is the #1 wrestling promotion. So yeah, when these WWE guys are going to sign in to AEW, I mean, they're definitely going to be underneath, Omega and the Pentagons and the Young Bucks, Cody. I mean,
they're going to be out of their league is what's going to happen. They're they're going to be out of their league, right? I mean,
you beat me to it. Yes.
Yeah. It's no question for you guys. How do you think my 720 reverse double backflip plancha would get over in AEW?
Probably,
you'd be a main eventer in about a week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was there for a lot of those during our Mexico loops, and I mean, sometimes I'd be in the gorilla position, just like floored, like, oh my God, he did it again.
I nailed it every time.
And there's nobody kicked out, right?
No. What, are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Okay, but did anybody ever lift their knees at the last second? Because that's the kryptonite.
Who? What?
I don't mean to put you on the spot, Six. I'm a fan. I'm a mark for you. I'm a mark for both you guys and your triple Lindy flips. So I'm apologizing if I overstep my boundaries. I'll sit tight.
It's a 720 double backflip reverse plancha. First of all. Right. And second of all, do you think anyone would have the balls to put up their knees I'm flying through the air like that?
Ojo, their knees. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You think they want to break their knees? You think they want me to come down and break their knees?
Right. I'm sorry. You're right.
This guy has muscles on his ribcage.
I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him. You know what? Look, the Ocho was allowed a snafu every once in a while, right? I mean, I am the wild card.
This is definitely it, 8.
Just let me get my mulligan.
The line, pal.
You're right.
Better start
will
the line,
stop
pal.
it? Will I stop it? I need to stop it.
8, give me a compliment. Say something nice about me.
You have the best mask next to 7, by far. Oh shit! I'm nervous.
I'm offended.
Oh shit! I knew it. Oh god.
So you like green better than blue?
I'm just
I'm disappointed.
Six, come here. A little sidebar, you and me.
Yeah.
He can't hear us.
No. What's up?
I think the next episode we might need to get a new co-host.
Yeah, we got to cut this guy.
Hey guys, you there? I don't hear anything. What's going on?
Okay.
What's going on? Oh, here.
Oh, nothing, man. Nothing. How's it going, 8?
Nothing.
What happened? Yeah. You guys, the screen went blank for 20 seconds. What's going on?
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. You didn't miss anything. Must have been a goof up on Skype.
Yeah, it was a little
that's been happening. It wasn't, so I didn't do. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like I kind of feel like I'm in the doghouse a little bit, and I really don't want to be.
No, man.
No.
Okay.
So 7, maybe we finish up this episode. Okay, let's take it home.
Yeah.
I thought we had 20 more minutes. You guys were telling me earlier we had a big 2-hour show. We're no.
7. 7.
Okay. All right, well, that is the end of episode 6 of the Grappler Gazette. We want to invite you to subscribe, like the channel, comments, hit the little notification bell so you can hear all our new videos when they come out. And finally, What you gonna do, grappler heads, when these 15-inch pythons run wild on you?
Damn it, subscribe to the Brothers Grappler YouTube channel. Like the video, damn it. Leave a comment, damn it. Share,